Welcome back to the GSL Code S, part 2 of today's games. I'm Tasteless, and with me is Artosis. And I gotta say, we've had a pretty sick TVZ just before our break, man.
Yeah.
That was pretty insane. And now we're gonna go on to our second Terran versus Zerg, Clide against Zenio.
Yeah, and if Clide wins, he's into the top 16. If Clide loses, they will play again for the top 16 slot.
Yes. So a lot on the line right now. Not as many real chances to prove yourself. Note Clide eliminating an old map, scrap station, excuse me, and Zenio eliminating Crossfire. So the map we're going to get for map number 3 is going to be Metalopolis. By the way, for our viewers who do not keep hardcore up-to-date news about where is Hydra, why is Hydra not playing today? Hydra is deciding to move back to the United States. Hydra's been out in Korea for almost as long as I have, a little bit over 3 years. Wanted to change the pace, change the scenery, and we wish him well. I will miss him.
I will too, Tasteless. I will too.
Hugs and kisses, Hydra. So, what do you think we're going to see on this TVZ on Metalopolis, Artosis?
Well, I think a lot of it's going to depend on position. If they're close positions, I expect the stim timing rush by Clide.
Yeah.
And if they're far positions, I expect the macro game. You know, I think that's pretty much how Metalopolis normally plays out. But, you know, Zenio, sometimes he does switch it up, Tasteless. We may see from him some sort of hyper-aggressive play.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. The countdown's begun. So let's get ready for Zenio against Clide here at the GSL Codex. It's on over here at the north. Our Zerg player representing Team OGS, one of the best Zergs in Korea. He is known as
OGS Zenio.
Zenio. And now to our Terran player, one of our favorite players here from Artosis and me, Tastosis. We have the best player in the world who doesn't win tournaments, but he's still easily one of the best Terrans out there. Clide. So Zenio going to peek. Clyde may also peek with the SCV to spot the Overlord. Zenio's going to turn around. He wants to get out of there quickly.
Clyde still hasn't scouted it.
Yeah, I can't believe that. Clyde not electing to peek there. By the way, special thanks to Intel.
He's going to rally an SCV out to see it.
And G-Skill.
And he sees it.
No, he missed it.
Well, the red dot did go on to his minimap, so whether he saw that or not, I'm not sure.
I think, well, we're going to find out. It'll all depend on when he sends his first SCV out. And here comes a hatchery pretty soon. Yep. Clyde, once again, going around, sees the refinery. We don't have a scouting SCV yet for the Terran. Here it is.
And no, he did not catch it. That's, you know, I guess he was not really looking too closely because it did blip on. I was looking at his vision to see. Because I'm sick of not knowing, Tasteless.
I gots to know. I believe we had a little Kraken sign there. Much love to Hydra. All right, well, Clide, I got to say, this is a little bit sloppy by the guy.
Yeah, it is. It's not very Clyde-esque.
No. That's not the Terran I know, Clide.
No. He is a clean-cut, clean-shaven Terran.
Now, Zenio has parked his Overlord over near the 2 gases, so he wants to see is Terran getting 1 gas or 2, because that can, you know, basically dictate how the Terran is going to behave throughout this game and what strategies the Terran can come up with.
Yeah. It looks like, might see a Reaper possibly. You know, he is getting that tech lab on the barracks. Here comes the SCV now. Scan that out, going to see hatch first. Up the ramp, check out what's going on there. You know what I actually do like of Zenio? He's stalling his gas a lot later than we normally see Zergs.
Yeah, he's going,
which is kind of an interesting thing, yeah. You know, getting that double queen out, saving those extra minerals for some quicker drones. Ah, and in fact, he's going to go for a Roach Warren. He does at the same time see Clide expanding.
SCV comes out here to control the Zelnaga Watchtower. And really no Zergling play here from our Zerg player. I mean, he's really just going, he's going to get this one Reaper out here, or Terran is. Going to use that to scout. He could get some drones, but it's going to be a pretty quick Roach, and that could throw Clide's fast expansion build off.
Yeah, it's an interesting build. He got his gas way after the Roach Warren was started. Very precise build, perhaps. And
cancels it.
Interesting.
And that's funny because I would have thought if he got enough Roaches, he could have just tried to rush the front. Maybe I'm wrong, though. I don't actually use this build TVZ.
Yeah, it's quite a peculiar thing that he canceled it at that time.
Reaper taking some pretty heavy hits here. Does manage to get away.
In the meantime, there has been an Overlord in Clyde's base, which scouted everything. Knows that there's 3 barracks and only 1 gas.
He knows.
All the important stuff.
Clide is was supply blocked for a second, but managed to recover it. And looks like we probably will see a layer pretty soon here. I would assume.
Ooh, I like it. Zenio, as we see on the production tab, getting a 3rd queen out. Wants to really push his creep. Very important thing to do.
It's pretty gutsy to do, considering there is a Reaper on the map.
Yeah. Those Reapers are really good at catching creep tumors as they try to expand, but Zergling speed is on the way.
And Clide, he knows generally when to be aggressive, and his control is quite good. I don't know if Zerg has enough. There's only, well, there are, 14 Zerglings on the way, but for the time being, he could lose a few units here.
Looks like we may be seeing some high economy Baneling aggression, Tasteless. He's making a lot of Zerglings right now, making that Baneling nest as well. And there's a lot of Zerglings about to pop. So Clide doing his damage.
Uh-oh, Clide, no!
Yeah, looks like he will lose a lot of units here. But he did take out a queen.
Yep.
He does know that a lot of Zerglings were building, so will he figure out that, oh, you are about to start attacking me?
And he's also getting 2 factories. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
That could mean a multitude of things.
I think he's
going
going
to... I'm betting Blue Flame Hellion.
Oh, possibly.
Considering how much we've seen of that.
He really, yeah, he only has 1 gas. So that, I guess you're right, Tasteless.
Zerglings on the run right now. Hatchery on the way.
And, you know, just some more bunkers going up for Clide as he does tech up. Zenio taking a 3rd base as we see on the mini-map. There, the SCV is just going to scout it now. Good timing on that.
Complete.
So the Lings are moving around the map. Just checking. You know, he saw the Reaper was killed. So, I mean, you know, from there, he says, you usually don't get more than 1 Reaper after you scout with it. Usually transition into Marauder, Marine. In this case, Hellions with the Blue Flame. I like this build.
Yeah, you know,
it's interesting.
He's definitely going to have a pretty strong timing on it.
And you know what MVP to this build? Something similar to it.
That's quite true.
Hellion with Marines.
July had none of that, Tasteless. Zenio is getting his Spire up, so he has to be careful and hit his timing before that Spire has its Mutalisks out.
Yeah, absolutely. Here come the Hellions. Blue Flame is going to complete the moment they get there. No Spinecrawlers finished.
Targeting down some Banes. Luckily for Zenio, no drones at the 3rd base yet.
Yeah, he could stay in between there and try to cut off a transfer. What a game we've had thus far. He's got to be careful what the Zerg does. He can actually just lose his creep tumors, even with the splash damage from that.
In fact, he does.
Yeah.
Good call, Tasteless. Now spine crawlers are up, so probably won't be seeing too much more harass like that. Maybe at the 3rd base. But the natural seems pretty secure.
He's got to be very careful right now. I was holding my breath there.
Does torch a lot of Zerglings. Taking some damage on the Hellions, though, losing 1 as well.
Right now, these Hellions are definitely paying for themselves. And our Terran looks like he will switch into a Thor build. Getting Thors, powerhouse units. Remember, as Artosa said, one of Zenio's plans was to basically cover the map with creep tumors. And that's not happening right now with this Hellion build.
No, it's not. He's lost some of his creep tumors, and really poor creep spread right now is in 0.
Yeah. Interesting. So the mutas are going to pop soon. We're going to have some presence on the map, and when the mutas are out, you basically can't have the Hellions out anymore. And here they are now.
Yeah. Hellions just kind of being used for scouting at this point.
Clide temporarily supply blocked here. Not Clyde's best game, I got to say.
Yeah. Zenio, though, playing quite well. Already up at 118 supply against Clyde's 94.
All right. The mutas right now just trying to control the map in any way they can. Clyde's map control is somewhat stifled, but he does have this one opportunity to do some damage with the Hellions. Very nice. And unfortunately, missed control there. Zenio looking pretty good. Meanwhile, at the Terran base, we have, he just massed it up, Mass Marine, Thor, Marauder, Siege Tank.
Yeah, he is making another command center, though, so obviously planning on going for a macro game.
Yep.
Just harassment time. There's a few Marines being picked off very easily.
And actually, I got to say, nice decision-making there by Zenio.
Yeah.
To engage. I think most Zergs would have ran away when they saw the Marines leave. Blue, blah, blue, blue. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Missile turrets on the way. Command center almost complete. Probably will morph that, or not morph that, upgrade that to an orbital.
Now, we do have a fourth base for Zenio going up. He's playing a really great job of doing that. Needles harassment just keeping up. A lot of upgrades going for Zenio.
Yeah, Baneling speed done, air attack +1. Zenio likes the standard play, you know, Ling, Baneling, Muta.
Yeah. That's the most solid you can get with Zerg.
Well, you can really punish the Terran if he makes one or two mistakes, moves into an area that he can't control. And Clyde's going to go for the gold here. I like that.
It's true, Tastus does love the gold.
He does love the gold. Oh! Bad control grouping and bad unit control.
Zenio trying to catch a free group of Marines there. Siege tanks do prevent them. Good runbacks by Clide.
And one thing about taking this gold base is you're basically telling the Zerg, all right, now you have to start being aggressive. You cannot let me sit here anymore. I'm going to be making too much money. And you're going to be in trouble.
That's right.
So
Zenio, though, he wants to make too much money as well, Tastus. That's why he's taking the fourth base. It is 68 drones to 57 SCVs.
Uh-oh, he's going to go for the natural, basically naked.
Yeah, this could be pretty devastating if he kills off a lot of SCVs with his Banelings.
He needs to lift and run. Lift and run. Not going to happen now.
Uh-oh.
Really almost no surviving SCVs there. I think it was, a sum total of 2. Clide may go for a counter push here. Usually when Zerg gets this late in the game, they tend to the Terran tends to just push towards the main, not focus so much on expansions. If you could kill off the Zerg's hive or layer, and of course all their tech structures, which are usually at the main or the natural, well, then Zerg's in a lot of trouble.
Indeed, and that may be what's happening here, Tasteless. Very similar supplies. 153 for Zenio, 147 for Clide. He's got a good position right now, scanning, clean up some creep tumors, spreading out those siege tanks a bit. Solid play all around. Better upgrades for Zenio, though.
And Zenio trying to force some stims out here. Banelings are in reasonable position, but you got to be careful. I mean, 1 or 2 good tank shots and all opportunity is lost. Clide is really quite serious about this push. I'm really wondering if those Banelings on the ramp are going to get. Here they come from the bottom.
Nice little flank going
Oh
on.
my God! He wiped out basically every single Baneling.
This is not looking for Zenio.
That is bad news for Zenio. Man, oh man, more Banelings on the way. But he's right at his opponent's front door.
That is not good.
He's ringing the doorbell over and over. Nice flank here by the Lings. Well, I spoke too soon. Too many siege tank shots were pulled off there. And this is how you do it. You mean you just siege up with siege tanks, let the siege tanks do the shooting, and you know, the Banelings are not going to do the damage he needs to do. He splits up his army. Clyde's playing pretty well. And if Clide wins this, I don't believe we're going to go on to another game.
No, that's it. That'll be out for Zenio down into the up and down matches. Whereas Clide, once again, will go on to the round of 16.
Actually, excuse me, we will have a first and second place deciding match.
I see.
For the sake of making sure we put them in the proper brackets, excuse us. Now, this is tough, for Zenio. Zenio's about to lose his Spire, about to lose the Infestor Mount. And, yeah, I mean, this is pretty bad.
Yeah, Clide just keeps streaming in. Zenio getting his last defenses in.
Yep.
But at this point, even though he's keeping his supply up pretty well, he has a lot of hatches out in the map.
The problem for Zenio right now is he's not going to have a tech tree pretty soon.
Yeah, he's losing quite a bit of that.
Yeah.
GG.
GG, there it is. Clide. Going to be feeling pretty good. Still, Code S material. That's the Clide we love and know. We've seen him since the beginning. Hasn't won a major tournament yet, but I still have faith. And Zenio,
I'm calling it. This is Clyde's season.
Is this going to be Clyde's season, or
Clide is going to win the GSL. And I sound like I'm being sarcastic because of my sickness, but no.
Yeah,
he's going to do it.
He could do it. That was a good push there coming from Clide. Clide probably pretty disappointed he didn't get to face off against Idra.
Yeah.
But that's life.
Well, I think he's probably pretty happy now. He's already in the top 16 after winning one game.
It's true.
And I believe last time they played each other, Idra did win, so.
Yep. That definitely was the case. So, guys, we're going to have another interview, so sit tight. And our Toast and me are going to be right back. Some of these players, in fact, Clyde's going over there right now. So we'll be right back. Enjoy the interview with our favorite translator, John, translating that for you. We'll be back soon.